So, ladies and gents, Velma is continuing its awful trend. Absolutely awful. Now, allegedly, the cast is claiming that it is actually inspired by the original stuff. There's a lot of rumours floating around that this was probably made as its own separate thing. And, I can actually genuinely believe that. Because this is shocking. Velma cast and creator claim HBO Max series inspired by their love for both animation and previous Scooby-Doo creations. Really? Really? Citation, please. Citation and evidence, please. That'd be great. Don't believe this 1 second. At all, in fact. So this is an article over on Banning in the Comics. Having seemingly realised that bastardising a beloved IP and insulting your potential audience is not a winning strategy. That's literally what they did from the off. I got a copyright takedown and copyright strike, actually, on my channel for the Velma trailer. Just breaking it down, just discussing it bit by bit. And the first trailer was very much a slam dunk on everyone. And now they seem, turning tail and scared. Obviously, that's never going to work. I don't know why they keep trying it, but never mind. So the cast and creator of HBO Max's Velma have attempted to claim that their mean-spirited take on Scooby-Doo was born from their own love for both the original Mystery Gang and the medium of animation. I mean, I call massive bollocks on that. Big hairy donkey balls on that. Honestly, such nonsense. One, how can you have a love for the Mystery Gang and then create characters that are absolutely not the Mystery Gang? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, look, the animation's crappy animation anyway. Like, it's garbage animation. But just from this perspective here, how is it? How is it born from a love of the original Mystery Gang? They're not even the same characters. They're fundamentally different. Such garbage. So anyway, the co-conspirators in the murder of Joe Ruby and Ken Spears' most beloved Hanna-Barbera creation put forth their respective defences during a recent interview regarding the series given to TV Insider. So of course, Mindy's there. Love it. Met at the interview's onset by the most embarrassingly gushing praise from TV Insider's Damien Holbrook over how joke-packed he found each episode. Yeah, that's not good. If it's just packed to the brim with jokes and none of them land. Anyway, Mindy Kaling opined, I think that's something that we really loved about animated shows. What? That they're just full of jokes? What? Charlie and I are such huge fans, said Mindy. What's so impressive about, basically the collaborator, Charlie Grandy, and his staff, is that to do a show that's that funny, but also has a real mystery, there's a serial murderer in the show, is really impressive to pack into a half-hour show. Fucking, what a circle jerk of utter nonsense. What's so impressive about Charlie Grandy and his staff is that to do a show that's that funny, but also has a real mystery, there's a serial murder in the show, is really impressive to pack into half an hour. Really? That's impressive? God, low IQ, easily impressed. Anyway, from there, Holbrook raised the topic of the series race-swapping Velma from a white person to Indian, to which Kaling, who herself regularly promoted the show by boasting about the orange-sweated sleuth's new heritage, dismissed. It's interesting. Her identity is a big part of what people have been talking about before they've seen the show, but it's not a big part of her storytelling and her life. This is a character. She's so iconic, and the original series is so amazing, and we have a really diverse cast, but it's not a show that's sort of hinged on their identity. So why'd you do it? Why'd you change it? It absolutely is hinged on their identity. The character of Fred is literally promoted in the show as a rich white guy who's insecure about his tiny penis. I mean, what are you doing? Anyway. Also, why would you change them? Why? Why would you change? If it's not important to our identity, You're just doing it for diversity's sake, and that's nonsense. So Grandy himself tried to claim that it was a dream to work on such a classic IP as Scooby-Doo, because the fun of an origin story is that we all know where they end up. So it's about, okay, where can we start them? What? Honestly, it's like they're all smoking crack or something. They're completely different individuals. So I honestly don't get it. Then, in terms of just sort of terms of the mystery, I always wanted to do a season-long mystery. And so to kind of figure that out and to work backwards and where you plant that information and how it can come out in a comedic series was difficult. But it's really, really fun. You know what else was really, really fun and did this series-long mystery very well? That'd be Wednesday. And they didn't shit on everyone either, just as an FYI. And it's actually done really well. But this hasn't. This is the 3rd worst rated TV show in history. That's the fun, the tension of it, he continued. The characters all stem from this original idea of they're all so comfortable with each other. They're in a van all the time. They don't really bicker. So it's like, how do you get that comfortable with people? You don't talk about politics. You have to go through just a lot of shit to get to that point. So it's fun to show what that is. Really, it's fun to show them going through a whole lot of shit, is it? I disagree massively. Anyway, I asked whether the script's overload of pop culture references and supposed jokes were the result of the writing team's efforts or Kaling's own comedic style. The actress admitted, I did zero improv. The scripts are just so tightly scripted, it didn't need it. Ugh. You're praising something that is shit. And universally hated. What I love about the character is that she has these razor-sharp feminist observations about being a young woman in that way where you're like, I wish I could have been, or said that thing, or encapsulated the moment like she did, or Daphne did, or some of the other female characters. But it's all Charlie and the staff. That's funny, isn't it? There's definitely something comedic about a razor-sharp feminist observation that Mindy wishes she did when she was a child, that a chap wrote. That's funny. Anyway, offering his own thoughts on stepping into the shoes of such an iconic character, Norville voice actor Sam Richardson recalled to Holbrook, I just love Scooby-Doo and I loved all the characters so much I grew up watching them. I know fans love to have problems with things, so I was excited to get into that realm, making reference to how he was playing, in his own words, a sober black Shaggy. Again, not the same character then. Again, what? It's not the same character. Anyway, despite this supposed love for the original team and their adventures, an anecdote given by Fred voice actor Glenn Howerton would suggest otherwise. Speaking to his approach towards voicing the butt of the series, tired white people bad line of humour, the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia co-creator explained that he wanted to make him a little more immature, a little more petulant, sound a little more like a high school kid. Yeah, that's what we all want. The way I interpreted the character was completely driven by the scripts that I got handed. What do they seem to be going for here? Let me lean into that. He's clearly an entitled, petulant kid who's somewhat clueless. Everyone describes him almost like an innocent bully. He's like a bully, but he's completely unaware of how offensive the things are that he's saying. In his mind, he's super nice, but he says and does awful things. So that was a funny thing to lean into. Okay, whatever. Anyway, there you have it. Just utter nonsense, drivel, more lies. Third worst rated TV show in history. Let that sink in, ladies and gents. Let that sink in.